Who don't know me, and thank you all for coming, by the way. For those of you who don't know me, I am Jill's best friend, Katie. We have been best friends since the beginning of high school. I actually remember the very first time I met Jill. It was a cross-country practice before our freshman year of high school. And we had got done with the practice, we're all standing around, and everyone's talking. We had all just met for the first time. So we're all talking. The only one who wasn't talking was Jill, because Jill looked like she had just gotten done running 5 marathons. She was exhausted. And I remember thinking, why does this girl want to run on a cross-country team? What is she doing here? But I'm so glad that she did, and I'm so glad that I did, because that's the reason why I met her and why we became close. And we started hanging out and do things like sleepovers. I particularly enjoyed sleepovers at Jill's house, because not only is her family so nice and so much fun, but her dad is absolutely ridiculous. We would be in her room and just hanging out, and every 10 minutes there would be a pound on the door. And then you'd hear, Jill, it's your father, you gotta let me in, it's a matter of life and death. So he'd come in and totally ridicule her and embarrass her the entire night, which was hysterical. And I just want to thank Mr. Zapizo, there he is, for those memories, because they're great. But really, it wasn't until about 2 years later, so middle of high school, that Jill and I became very, very close. And I think Jill realized my best friend potential when she realized that I was the only one in our friend group with a car, a cell phone, and a fake ID. And she knew the possibilities were endless. But it really, though, we have been so close ever since. She means everything to me, and you've done so much for me, physically, mentally, emotionally, that I can't even put into words, and has got me to do things that I never would have done without her. A perfect example is I have 2 huge fears in my life. One is public speaking. 2 is extreme fear of heights. And somehow she has, through Jill's power of persuasion, has gotten me to not only bungee jump, but skydive and scale the Mayan ruins on a ledge like this thin. And I was so reluctant at the time, but I'm so grateful in retrospect that she has been such a powerful influence for me. I love you. Jill has a very one-of-a-kind personality, and if you know her really well, you know that how amazing to have her in your life. And I see it, her family sees it, and I know that Pat now sees it too, and he's seen it all along. The very first time I was going to meet Pat, Jill, they were working at Mueller together, and Jill called me on the phone. She was being really productive at work, and she was telling me all about Pat, because I was going to meet him that night, and all she could say was, Pat's just so jolly. I love his jolliness. I can't take it. It's so jolly. Oh, yeah. So we go out that night, and I'm sitting across the table from them, and dead on, every other word was this belly laugh that was so infectious, and I look at Jill, and she is laughing just as hard. And seeing how happy Pat made Jill made me happy, and right then and there I realized that, all right, I like this guy. Like, I like Pat. He's cool with me. So I love you both very much. Jill, you are the closest thing to a sister that I will ever have. And I can't put into words how much of an unbelievable, priceless person you are in my life. So congratulations to you both, and toast to the bride and groom. Everybody have fun tonight.